Have you heard about the stereotypes of African genetics and how Africans just basically dominate every single sports industry? Because, we're just like that, bro. You know what I mean? To be honest, I consider the stereotypes as generally accurate, but there is one thing about stereotypes that, Africans being super athletic and fast and being able to jump high and whatever, right? Just black people genetics. Like every single time I'm at the gym, I always have a friend who always talks about like black people genetics, bro. There is something about the stereotypes concerning African genetics going around in the African community that honestly is kind of pissing me off, and that's what I'm gonna rant to you about today. So let's go. Yo. So I'm outside. I literally just finished the workout. Pretty good day today, yeah, nothing much. Gymnastic rings back there. I haven't done this in like a month, bro. I'm really not inconsistent with these, bro. And this is supposed to be my intros, but the ranting today about building muscle. You already know the deal. You already know me. African guy, I've always been a pretty muscular guy myself. At least people would consider me pretty muscular. I have like a thin-ish type of physique, but I've always had like decent muscle. Like whenever I take my top off, I have like, my shoulders out, my whatever out. Like people always give me compliments and say like, oh, like you have a pretty like decent physique. And to be honest, that's due to because like I was just always super active outside and etc. And I've always been like that, where I used to be like the fastest kid in class, like the fastest kid in school. I was like that type of person, right? Like I wasn't great at every single sport, but like I was pretty athletic. And like, like cause you already know, like a lot of the big sports athletes, whatever, they're like black, they're like African descent. But I did hear like in more recent years that there was a stereotype, especially in recent years, like 2022, especially when I was going on TikTok, the stereotype of East Africans having slow twitch muscles and West Africans having fast twitch muscles. And basically, if you don't know what that means, if you're a bozo, if you're brain dead, no, I'm joking with you. But no, if you don't know what that means, basically it just means like having fast twitch muscle fibers means, or like having more fast twitch muscle fibers, I should say, means that you're better at explosive sports such as sprinting and like jumping, you know what I mean, stuff like that, football, you know what I mean, just kind of stuff like that. Versus someone who's more slow twitch, you're more like of an endurance type. And the thing is, I've been good at both of these things as like a school. You know, like the little test where you run back and forth across the court or wherever until like the pacer test. That's what it's called, the pacer test. I always was like the last person to like be running. I was always like really good at that, right? But I was also like really, really fast. So when I was finding out about this, when I was learning about this, I'm East African, by the way, I'm South Sudanese. I was wondering, like, does this really apply to me? Like, am I actually slow twitch like that? Because I probably have reason to believe that I'm both, just off of personal experience. But I didn't really know, like, if I had to guess which one, I wouldn't really be able to tell until I took a 23andMe test. And when I took this 23andMe test and I got back my results, or I got my traits back, right? And I basically found out that I was fast twitch muscle. I had both of the alleles for fast twitch muscle, the genes or whatever, the letters, you know what I mean? So with that information, I was like, oh, so like am I like an exception, or is it more so of like a certain type of East African, which is pretty much what people are talking about. You got like different types of groups in East Africa, and you got like Ethiopians, you got Kenyans, you got South Sudanese, you got all these different, groups of people who are related, to an extent, but people have like different lifestyles and diets and ways of living, so it really comes down to like a bunch of different things, and it doesn't just come down to your genetics, like where you're from. And then recently, in the last like month, I created my own phenotype calculator, or my own like trait predictor, and one of the things that I was looking for is to see how people's muscle genes were. So it basically measured 4 different genes. It looked at 4 different genes. There was myostatin, there was fast twitch, there was ACE, which is like a strength gene, and there was also an endurance gene included in that. And basically, like, it gave you like a whole muscle potential score. And most of the friends that I had test on it were East African, and we all had like, all besides one, the Somali guy. It was the Somali guy was the only. I had me being South Sudanese. I had a South Sudanese friend who's Dinka, and half like another South Sudanese tribe that is Nilu. And then I had a Tutsi friend test, and then I had a Somali friend test, and then I also had a Panamanian, like Afro-Caribbean friend basically test. You know, I ran their DNA files through that calculator, and we pretty much all got like, I think the only people who didn't get fast twitch were the Afro-Caribbean. He had CT, and then my Somali friend who had like slow twitch. He's Djibouti Somalian, but yeah. But one of the reasons why I feel like I need to mention this is because I kind of don't really like the sort of concept. This sort of like, now that I see people like, there was this one guy, bro, and he posted this video. It was such a long time ago, honestly. It was back in 2022, and he was like, countries with the worst genetics, and he just listed a bunch of East African countries. He listed South Sudan on there, and I was like, bro, we don't have bad genetics, bro. Like, don't do that, bro, you know. And having the evidence in my hand, right, at least from my little small circle of friends, I think I have, like, I mean, it depends on the type of East African that you're talking about, right? But basically what I'm trying to, like, the point that I'm trying to get across is this whole binary system of East Africans are all fast twitch, or East Africans are all slow twitch, and West Africans are all fast twitch. Like, it's not really true. And you know, like, I can easily show that because me and, like, you know, like 2 other friends, you know what I mean, were fast twitch. And my Tutsi friend actually had the best genetics. He had like all the fast twitch genes for all of those, you know, genetics that I tested, that the calculator tested. Just a post-game interview, bro. The guy with the best genetics was the Tutsi guy. Like, he had like all the fast twitch selected for genes. He's the skinniest one out of us all, bro. So like, I think I want to mention this too because it kind of like puts into perspective. Like, you can have all the genetics in the world, but you can still be skinny. So just because somebody's like East African and like they got like skinny, whatever, it doesn't even mean that they're automatically slow twitch or that they don't have like good genes. Like, you can have good genes and still be like a skinny person. Yeah, be careful what you believe, bro, because, you know, it's like, I still like remember, like even more recently, right, there was the Somali guy who was on FedEx Fearless, if you know, you know, and he was like, oh, like, the hoes want the girls, they want Duke Dennis. They, you know what I mean? And I was seeing all these Somali videos they were talking about, like, don't say that, you know, like, we can't miss muscle too, like, just because you can. And honestly, that was respect to them, bro. But yeah, I mean, again, like, the real point of this video is that, like, it's not as simple as people think it is. It's not as oversimplified as people think it is. And yeah, bro, like, it's just something petty that I really wanted to talk about, or like get my word out about, you know what I mean? And it doesn't really dictate how well you can like build a good physique or whatever. Like, that is something important to me because, like, I'm also into, like, you know, going to the gym, weightlifting. So it is something that, you know, like, personally I take a lot of, I care a lot about, you know. But yeah, if you're interested in taking that phenotype physics here, you know what, I'm gonna just spill the beans. I'm actually working on like a sort of social media platform right now. I already created the whole phenotype predictor, but either I'll have the link to that like social media like platform over there where you can just sign on and then you'll be able to access it from there. Like, I will make it paid, like, being honest with you. But what's it called? The platform will be for free though, but the phenotype predictor, to access that, yeah, you need a DNA file as well that you usually get one of those from like 23andMe. Any DNA testing company that you got it from, like, they should likely have it. And yeah, if you're interested in figuring out about your muscle composition and other stuff like ancestry, like haplogroups and other random traits you have, you know, like, it'd be a good I think it would be a good thing to, like, you know, to try out, test out. Other than that, if it's not in that first thing, it'll probably just go to my Discord, and then, you know, I'll update you guys in there. I'll update people in there about like what's going on with that, and if you wanted, I'll even take your DNA file like personally and just run it there through myself and give you your results back basically. But yeah, that being said, bro, peace. Yo, I know you can peep the cut, bro. You know what I mean? I just got a cut. You know, I cut my hair like around a month ago. My hair barely grows. You can kind of see, you know, it's barely, yeah. But, you know, life has been happening to it, man. Yeah, but let me know if you guys like it. I think I like it. I like the new style. I'm probably gonna grow my hair back out again, but I can't lie. This works. This works pretty good, bro.